Hello. So, some of you may have heard me talk previously about the fact that I am not the first one to jump on every new feature that gets rolled out because right now in the educational space and the business space, all of the video conferencing and oh my gosh, every tool you can imagine has been trying to roll out new features faster and faster and faster. And oftentimes I go and I check them out and I love the fact that they're creating these new features, but I don't always throw them into my courses right immediately because you have to remember quite often that your users, your learners, participants, employees, fill in noun of your choice, they won't necessarily have the latest version of whatever software it is. So for example, Zoom, we're going to talk about that today. Um, they may not have the latest version. And so it may not benefit them as much as you expect. It may just create another obstacle that you have to deal with when you're stopping to explain to them why they can't see the button or whatever. So again, I want to know the features are there. I don't always feel compelled to jump in and use them right away. But I just downloaded last night one of the upgrades to the latest update to Zoom. And there's a feature I'm pretty excited about, and it's already got my head kind of going, ooh, 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 I know what we can do with that. I know what we can do with that. So I want to show you what the feature is in case you are not aware that this has been rolled out. The feature has to do with the waiting room. Now, you may say, oh, I don't use waiting rooms in my meetings because I use passcodes and other security measures or whatever. Okay, that's fine. But check it out. Check out what you can now do in the waiting room feature. So in case you've never used it before, the waiting room is just what it sounds like. If somebody comes into the meeting, clicks your meeting link to join, you can have them wait in an area before admitting them into the main meeting. And normally what would happen is you would just get a little message that would flash up that would just be like, the meeting will start soon, or the host will admit you, or some little generic message like that. You could go in, you could modify that message, although people did not generally. You do have to go to the website into your account that way, not the Zoom client window that you probably spend a little more time in. You may not be the person who has access to this if you're in a workplace environment or something like that, but if you are working in your own account, check it out. So if you go log yourself into your account and you look at the account settings, so over here on the left, I'm in the account settings, scroll down and you'll find the area that talks about the waiting room. Again, it may be a feature that's turned on or not turned on, depending on your environment or your account. You may just never have thought about it and you may not have it turned on. That's okay. All right, so down here, what you can do is you can say customize waiting room. Here's where it gets interesting. So you've always been able to, or I don't know about always, but for quite a while at least, you've been able to go in and change the message, as I said, on this default screen, what the person would see when they click the meeting link, and you have not yet admitted them into the main meeting area. You could change that. You also had the option to put in a logo description, do a little branding here. You could do that, but now, ta-da! You have the option to upload a video to the waiting room. And this is so important to me for so many educational purposes because that waiting room has been sort of dead air. It's been sort of dead space. You could send messages into the waiting room if you were the host or something like that. I often broadcast things in. If I'm producing there's certain webinars I produce periodically. And one of the things I would generally do, because we'd have some people that would be early attendees, and I would send messages into the waiting room area, but they couldn't really respond to them. They couldn't really do much with it. It was just kind of a status like, hey, we're going to open the doors in 5 minutes, or, sometimes I'd send other things, but you were somewhat limited what you could do. But by being able to put a video, okay, I could have, this is like the trailers at the movies. Like I could have something really compelling that gets people excited about whatever the educational event is that they're getting ready to watch, the webinar or whatever. Here, I could post a video to get them all excited about that. So I'm going to stop sharing now because how long do you need to look at a blank screen like that? I'm not going to upload a video right this second because I have too many ideas right now. So again, you could also use this for some branding. This would be a nice place to run a little promo thing. You could even use it if you have a sponsor or you have somebody who's if somebody's sponsoring or hosting your session, you could use that space as like the little commercial leading into it. Now, of course, everybody's not going to watch. They're going to kind of, get up, go get some coffee or do whatever, but you have some space to do some things with. But if you let people know that maybe there's a special giveaway that if they find they get the code word or they get the secret message or whatever it is by watching the video, this might be a place to do a little pre-work, post some questions that you want them to think about before they come into the session. The possibilities are endless right now. My head is really kind of exploding a little bit. So I look forward to really trying this out. And if you have tried it out or you're going to try it out or whatever, I love to hear what you do with it because I can just see this as being a space that people have never used before that could really be impactful. So anyway, that's the tip for the day. That's me just kind of taking you behind the scenes and letting you in to how my brain works and how some days it just kind of explodes because there's cool stuff going on. And if you have any questions, comments, like this, you think this would be useful to somebody else, share it with them or not, or whatever. And I will see you next time.